Hello and welcome back to another week of playing Pauper. I'm your host, Jake, and as always I want to remind you that deck submissions are now open. If there's a specific deck that you want to see me play, you can email me at pauper@mtggoldfish.com, tweet to me at jakestylesmtg, or leave a comment on the article or the YouTube page. This week's deck is Zombies, and I want to thank Paul for the deck submission. It's an aggro deck that makes use of some pretty cool zombies and tops out at about 1.5 tickets online. Let's take a look at the cards the deck runs. So first off, we have the zombies. First we have 4 Carrion Feeder. This creature helps us hedge against removal by letting us sacrifice the creatures that are the target of removal spells and get free +1/+1 counters. Alternatively, it can be a lightning rod for removal itself, so if our opponent has a lightning bolt, they want to get rid of the Carrion Feeder instead of getting rid of one of the bigger 2/2 or 2/3 creatures first. Next we have Carnophage, Sangrophage, and Wretched Anurid. These are all undercosted creatures for their stats, but they come with some amount of life loss. We also play a Singleton Gurmag Angler. We do have a little bit of interaction with our graveyard and things we want to keep there, but the ability to play a single delve spell that also fits the creature type we want is extremely valuable since it's so easy to cast it for 2 or 3 mana. And since we only play 1, we're never stuck drawing multiples. The next zombie that we have, Nameless Inversion, makes use of the tribal type to grant a creature type to a non-creature spell. So although a Nameless Inversion is an instant, it is also a tribal instant shapeshifter changeling, so it counts as a zombie. So now we see a bunch of zombies and they're kind of aggressive, but why exactly are we restricting ourselves to playing only zombies? Let's look at our payoff. So here we have the 3 cards that care about zombies in our deck. We have 4 Shepherd of Rot, which can tap each player loses a life for each zombie on the battlefield, which again costs us a decent amount of life to use, but will hopefully kill our opponent before it kills us. And then we have 2 recursion cards. We have Ghoul Raiser, which when it enters the battlefield returns a zombie card at random from your graveyard to your hand, and Ghoul Caller's Chant, which can return 2 target zombie cards from your graveyard to your hand for only 1 mana. So once our creatures get destroyed or removed or traded off in combat, we can get them back cheaply with these cards and redeploy them. We also have some non-zombies in our deck. We have 4 Geth's Verdict, which remove a creature and also drain our opponent for a life. 4 Grasp of Darkness, which is a pretty efficient removal spell when you're in mono black. And then a bunch of basic swamps. Unlike mono black control, we do not run Barrenmoor because we don't have time for lands that come into play tapped, and we don't have time to cycle lands either. In our sideboard, we are packing some Duress for use against counterspells or Evenkar's Justice or anything like that. We have 3 Sylvok Lifestaff, which are nice when we're in an aggro versus aggro matchup. So every time we trade our creatures off, we get a little bit ahead on life. We can also force creatures to die using this once we have a Carrion Feeder online. So we can equip something, sack it to the Carrion Feeder, and repeat if we really need the life gain. We have 2 Undying Evil to try to get ahead against decks that have a lot of destroy type removal spells. 2 Shrivel against tokens and elves and Koldath the Rebirth. Interestingly, even though we're an aggro deck, Shrivel actually only kills Carrion Feeder main deck, and if we sacrifice 1 thing to it, it doesn't even kill that. And lastly, we have 4 Choking Sands for use against Tron. It's nice that it's sort of like Molten Rain. It deals 2 damage to the land's controller if the land was non-basic, so it helps us be aggressive at the same time. So there you have it. Very simple game plan. You play a bunch of zombies, you smash face, you recur your zombies once or twice with a Ghoul Caller's Chant or a Ghoul Raiser, and then you play 1 or 2 removal spells and hopefully win. So let's get to the matches and see how we do.